Welcome to a Tub Pilates Advanced Flow. Today, the only prop you're going to need is your black box. So go ahead and grab that. We're going to start with our springs on 2 medium and 1 light, or 2 medium and 1 heavy, whatever you're feeling for your footwork today. We're going to go ahead and take that box and start with a short box pressed up right against your shoulder rest. And then we're going to come to sitting in front of it. You're going to feel kind of crunched up. That's okay. Arms are going to rest on top of the box like you're lounging at the beach. And then we're going to go ahead, press it out, and take our feet up to the foot bar. We're going to start arches, hip distance parallel. So we're kind of crunched in. You're welcome to gear the reformer out if it's bugging you. Take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And on your next exhale, we're going to press it off. Inhale to pull it back in. So same as regular footwork, except because we're propped up, we're kind of working more on that pelvic stability and making sure that our tailbone is staying nice and heavy, really activating those lower abs to secure everything. Still pressing in and out with our breath, making sure when we press it out, we give everything a good squeeze to really activate those muscles. You can curl your toes over the front of that bar like you're a bird on a branch. Send the carriage all the way out. Bend your knees, come halfway in. We'll go tiny pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send it all the way out. Pull it all the way in. Slide up to your heels. I know we're crunched. Flex your toes back to your nose. Press it off on your exhale. Inhale, pull it back in. Holding that flex so you get a nice stretch down the back of your calves and that tendon when you press it out. Giving everything a good squeeze. Our feet are still in that hip distance parallel, and we're keeping that tailbone nice and heavy and those hips nice and even. Press the carriage all the way out. Bend your knees, come halfway in. We're going to butterfly the knees so we're pivoting on the heels. See if you can do it without moving the carriage for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center, press it out, pull it in, slide down to your toes. We've got all 10 toes on that foot bar, pressing through the first 2 so we don't roll out on the ankles. Little lift in those heels, but we don't want to lock out our ankles, so just little baby lift like you're wearing tiny little high heels. Don't forget your breath. Out on the exhale, in on the inhale. Press it all the way out and pause. We're going to go for calf raises. We're going to do it Pilates style, so we're going to drop it down fast and then press up for 3, 2, 1. Drop it down quick. Press up for 3, 2, 1. Quick. 3, 2, 1. Drop. 3, 2, 1. Drop. 3, 2, 1. Pause there. Bend your knees. Come halfway in. Tiny pulses for 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it all the way out. We're going to do the reverse now. So we're going to drop slowly. 3, 2, 1. Up quick. 3, 2, 1. Up quick. 3, 2, 1. Up quick. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Up quick. And then prance it out to stretch out those tendons. Press up onto your toes, bend your knees, bring it all the way in. We're going to stay on our toes. We're just going to take our feet to a Pilates V, and we're going to scooch our butts forward right to the edge of that carriage. The edge of the box should be resting almost at the bottom of your rib cage. We're going to take our hands behind our head, and we're going to lay back over this box. For our bridging, we're going to go for our semicircle variation. So lift those hips up. You come up into that bridge. Make sure you're keeping your head supported, and then lower it down. We're going to start with just a lower and lift. If you can support this kind of extension, you're welcome to keep the head down as we lower and lift. But if that's uncomfortable to you, you can kind of hinge with it. So as you lift it up, you lower it down. As you lower it down, the head comes up. So whatever is working for you. Next time you come up into your bridge, hold it there. We're gonna go tiny pulses with our glutes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted, butterfly the knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it down, little pause, kind of reset. We're gonna go for that full variation of semicircle. Traditionally, semicircle drops into the well. We're using the box today to mix it up. Hands behind the head, roll it back. All right, roll up into that bridge. Send the carriage out. Roll the butt down. Bring the carriage in. Come up into your bridge. Send it out. Drop the butt. Bring it home. Let's go one more. Roll it up. Send it out. Drop the butt. Bring it back in and sit all the way up. We're going to take our springs down to 1 light spring or 1 light button. We're going to do some lunge work, so whatever you're comfortable with for that. I like a light button. This reformer doesn't have buttons, so I'm just going for a light. We're going to take the box down to the floor and line it up with the edge of your reformer. So it's pressed right against the reformer. And it's in line kind of with the shoulder rest, maybe a little bit crossing into the carriage. You're going to bring one hand to the top of the shoulder rest, one hand to the top of the box, and then step your feet back so you're in a plank position. If your spring, that light spring, doesn't work for you for this, you can crank it up, but we're going to add in some arm movement, so keeping it light might be nice. There is weight in all of my hands, but really it's this hand on the box that's kind of in charge of things. Let's just start with some arm presses. If it feels really heavy, you can take it off that button or drop down to an extra light spring if you have it. Press the reformer out and pause. We're going to lift that opposite leg and do kind of a bird dog. So we're knee crunching and tucking and then reaching it out long. Let's add in the breath. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. One more. Crunch. Reach. Keep that leg out. Keep that arm out. And then tiny pulses with that leg. Long neck. Don't let the head drop for 3, 2, 1. Step the foot in. Bring the carriage back and stand all the way up. Go ahead and reach for that front strap. I'm going to take it with a short loop, but you can take it with a long loop if you'd prefer, if you need a little more wiggle room. We're going to go for some rows here. So outside hand has the strap. Other hand is on the hip. We're standing up nice and tall. We're going to go wide rows. So the palm is facing down. Elbow is going out to the side. You're standing up nice and tall. If you feel good here, you can add in that squat. As you pull it back, squat it down. Don't forget your breath. Don't look down at your feet. You don't need to see what they're doing. Keep your head lifted. Next time you pull it back, hold it there. Tiny pulses with the glutes for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up nice and tall. Give that hand a little shake if you need to. And now we do a round with narrow rows. Standing up nice and tall. Hand on the hip. Narrow row. So that means elbow rides the rib cage. Palm is facing inward now. And when you feel good, you can add in that squat. So as you pull back, you squat it down. Slow on the return. Don't let the carriage yank you around. Nice long neck. Keep that head lifted. Pull it back and hold. And we'll go tiny pulls with the carriage for 3, 2, 1. Stand it all the way up. Hang up that long loop. We're going to take the box, drag it forward. It's still going to be right against that reformer. We're just dragging it up so it's just about in line with that foot bar, as close as you can get to it. Staying on that one light spring, we're gonna go for some lunges. Let's come to standing on the box, facing out, or facing back, I don't know, whatever way you're facing. This way, face this way. We're gonna start with a curtsy lunge, so take that outside leg, reach it behind you to go against that shoulder rest. For your hands, whatever works for you, on your hips is great, prayer hands is great, balance arms is great. You're welcome to even add in weights here if you would like. You're gonna lunge it back and then stand it back up. So this back leg is more or less straight, and it's the front leg we're focusing on. The weight's in the front leg's controlling the move, and it's bending and extending. This one's just along for the ride. So do it how makes sense to you, but what we're not doing is this. So we're not bending both knees, we're just bending that front knee. We'll switch it up in a second. Lunge it back and pause. So we're holding this bend. Now we bend and extend that back leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause there and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the lunge. We're going to take our hands down to the box, kick that leg back, and now we're in our little plank. So we're going to hang out here for a second, just holding the plank. If you don't like kicking your foot over the top, you can go both feet down right next to each other. And now we're going to go knee tucks, but kind of with a twist. So we're crunching towards the foot bar rather than towards our hands. So we're getting that little twist for 5, 4, 3, hi Ellie, 2, 1. Press it out, and let's finish up with 3 pikes. Send those hips up like someone's grabbing your butt and pulling you up. Tuck that chin, look back at the thighs. This is our last one. Bring that foot back and stand up as gracefully as you can. Perfect. All right, step off of the box. We're going to take the box onto the reformer now. We'll go short box. We're going to go for some short box abs here. So I like to throw on a heavy spring just so I know the carriage is not going to move around while we're here. And then I gear out because I like a little bit of extra space. You might not need to gear out. Basically what you're looking for is when we grab this strap and hook underneath it, you want to be able to flex back and you're not falling off the edge of the box. So I feel like I'm really close to the edge. So I'm just going to gear it out. Gives me a little more room to work with. All right, we're going to start with some side bends up here. You have 2 options for this. So you can go leg tucked in like this, or a little bit harder is going to be reaching that bottom leg down so that you're leaning on top of your hip for your side bends. This is more challenging. However, it doesn't work for everyone's anatomy. For me personally, it is not comfortable or even really flat to be like on the side of my hip. So it doesn't work for me, but it might work for you. If you want to take it up a notch, you're welcome to try. I'm going to stay with this hooked leg. Get your foot under that strap. We're going to flex back. Hands come behind our head. We're going to lean out to our side bend. So you're looking for a straight line to start, kind of a 45 degrees out, and then we'll go for our dips. And for your dips, you just pull it up to that 45. So you don't need to come all the way up to sitting. You're going to lose the tension in your foot if you do that. You want to keep that tension there on that strap, dip the elbow, and then pull it back up. Keep your eyes looking forward. Try not to rotate. And imagine you're hinging from your waist, like you're reaching over a barrel. So we don't want to be collapsing down. We want to make sure we're reaching. And we'll go for 3, 2, last one. Pull it all the way up. Those are tough. All right. We're gonna do one more round here, and we're gonna add in our twist. So we're gonna dip it down, rotate, option to add those open arms, unwind, pull it back up. And again, you don't have to bring it all the way up to seated. You can just come up to that 45 degrees. So here we go. Dip, twist, open, close, unwind, dip, twist, open, close, unwind, pull it back up. We'll go one more. Dip, twist, open, close, unwind, pull it back up. Woo. All right, now we get the other side. So just swap those feet. Turn the other way. If you want to try that long leg, that leg reaching out, you can. Otherwise, same deal on this side. We keep that leg tucked in. All right, hands behind your head. Flex back on that foot. Lean out to your diagonal and dip. Remember, the movement is coming from your waist, so we don't want to collapse down because then these muscles aren't going to be active. Your hips should be lifted the whole time. The bend is coming from here. Keep going. Keep that head lifted, eyes looking forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it all the way up. Take a little breather. We've got one more round. Whew, excuse me. And we're going to add in that rotation here. So hands behind your head. Flex back on that strap. Lean out. Dip. Twist. Open. Close. Unwind. Back up. Dip. Twist. Open. Close. Unwind. Back up. Let's get 2 more. Dip. Twist. Last one. Dip. Twist. And pull it all the way up. You can come on out of that strap and gear yourself back in. And then we're going to take our foot bar up to the highest rung. It's not that much higher for me, but we're going to take it up there. And we're going to flip around so we're on our stomach on this box. And your hips, you want them right at the edge of this box, this top edge of the box. So you're going to lay down and then kind of scooch your way forward. My belly button is pretty much exactly at the edge of that box. Your feet are going under that foot bar so that it's kind of hooked at your heels a little bit, just in front of your heels. And we're going to go for our swan here. So let's start with our hands on the side of the reformer. Relax everything down. We're going to take a big breath in. And as we do, we're going to squeeze our glutes, press into that foot bar to lift up into our swan or our extension, and then lower it down on your exhale. If you feel all right here, you can take those hands to a hover, lift, lower. And if you want to go for the Mac Daddy, you can take those hands to your head, lift, and lower. As you're lifting, you want to really think about squeezing those glutes, pressing into that foot bar. You want that lift to come from your glutes. So not just bending at the thoracic spine, so not just lifting the head, but lifting the whole thing, your whole chest, your hips are pressing down into that box. So keep lowering and lifting. We come up on the inhale, down on the exhale. Next time you come up, let's hold it there. Hands are behind the head, and we're going to sweep side to side for 4, 3, 2, 1. You're back to center. Lift a little bit higher and relax. You can push yourself on out of that. And we'll come off the other side. You can take your foot bar back down to that middle rung. And then we'll take the box over to the side to get that little side series we did to begin with. We're going to start with the box right against the reformer, but kind of scooched back so that you can have one hand on the shoulder rest, one hand on the box. Oh, don't forget to take off that heavy spring if you put it on. So we're back to our one light spring or one light button, whatever you used on the other side. One hand to the shoulder rest, one hand to the box. Step your feet out so you're in a little plank. All of your hands and feet have weight in them, but that hand on the box is the one really supporting things. And we're going to start with little arm presses. Press the carriage out, pause. We're going to lift that opposite leg and go for the crunch. Inhale, reach it out long. Exhale, crunch it back. Let's go one more. Reach everything out long and then pulse that back leg for 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it in. Slide the carriage back, stand all the way up. Go ahead and grab that front strap. We're going to go for our rows here. Long loop gives you a little more wiggle room. If you need it, we're going to start with a wide row. So elbow is lifted, palm is down. Standing up nice and tall, nice long neck. And when you feel good, we'll add in that squat. Keeping the head lifted as you do. Making sure that elbow is still lifted as you pull it back. Let's pull it back and hold. And pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it all the way up. Give that wrist a little shake. And now we switch to our narrow rows. So narrow rows, palm turns inward, and we kind of ride the rib cage. Keep that bicep and elbow tight to your side, and then add in your squat when you're ready. Don't forget your breathing. Keep that head nice and lifted. 2 more. Last one, we squat and hold. Tiny pulls on that handle for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it all the way up. Hang up that long loop. Now we go for the lunges. So we're going to pull the box all the way up. If you swapped your springs, just remember that. I'm staying on that one leg. Come to standing on the box. We're going to go curtsy lunge. So take that leg that's on the outside, reach it back to that shoulder rest. Hands to your hips, prayer hands, fancy arms, or feel free to add some weights in, and we'll lunge it back. Focusing on the leg on the box. This back leg is along for the ride. Most of the weight is in this front leg, and we're just bending and extending that knee. Keep your head nice and lifted, nice and long. This time we'll lunge it back and hold it there. We're holding that lunge. Skate that back leg in and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it out and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down, hands come to the box. Kick that leg back so you're in your plank. You're welcome to have the feet side by side if you'd prefer. And we're gonna go into our knee tucks, but really thinking about that twist and tucking those knees towards the foot bar rather than towards the hand. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it out. 3 pikes. 1. Lift that butt up. Tuck the head. 2. Last one. 3. Press it out. Step that foot back to the box and come all the way up. All right, we're done with the box. We're going to come to kneeling on the reformer. Low kneel or high kneel, it's up to you. You're also welcome to press right up against that shoulder rest if you need a little bit more support. We're going to take that short loop, hold it right at the center of our chest, and go for our spinal twist. Spinal twist is a movement for thoracic range of motion. So the twist should come from your waist. You shouldn't be yanking the strap all the way over here. Hands should stay dead center with your chest the whole time. Twist it out, pause. Let's go beating hearts, bend and extend for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and relax. All right. We're gonna flip to keep a hold of that strap, turn to face your foot bar, and we're gonna come to a proposal knee. So the opposite leg from the strap hand goes like this. You keep the knee down for the side that has the strap. We're gonna reach back, wood chop or golf swing up, and then lower it down. Sweep it up, lower it down. Nice and slow here since we've added this kind of balance element with the feet. Last one. Sweep it up, lower it down. Carefully hang up that loop. And we will turn to face this back wall. Grab the other strap. We're going for our spinal twist. Hands come dead center to your chest. We twist out towards the foot bar, back to center, keeping those hands right at the center of our chest. Don't let the hands pull out here. Keep them in the middle. Movement comes from the waist. Let's get 2 more. Last one, twist out and hold. Beating hearts for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Relax that arm. We're going to turn back to center towards the foot bar. Opposite leg comes to that high knee. Like you're proposing. Reach back for that strap and we go for the sweep. Sweep it up and then twist down. Nice and slow since we're really working on stability here with this proposal kneel. Ooh, I'm wiggling a little. Let's get one more. Lower it down. Hang up that long loop. And then to finish it up, we'll go for a quick legs and straps. I like 2 mediums for legs and straps, but whatever you like, grab that and then go ahead and lay down. Get your feet into those long loops. And we're gonna start with a little circle, small circle to start. Maybe just slightly bigger than a basketball. Let's make it a little bigger. Make sure those feet are meeting in the middle. Make sure that tailbone is staying nice and heavy. Good, and now let's go as big as we can, really go for that stretch. Meet the feet in the middle to sweep it up. Still keeping the tailbone down. Now we're gonna reverse. We'll stay big, but we're going the other direction. But big circles for the stretch. Let's make them a little smaller now. So you shouldn't be feeling as much of a stretch. It'll become more about strength when we take them smaller. And now we keep them nice and tight, size of a basketball for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, float your legs up to the ceiling, reach up for those straps. Pull back to get that stretch down the back of your legs. Point and flex the feet. Flex the feet and then take the legs out to the sides for your split stretch. You can do a little tick-tock, side to side here. Bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet together for that butterfly. Drop into your suspended, relax your arms. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Come on out of those long loops, hang them up on the pegs. Come to sitting on the side of your reformer. Let's take one last big breath in together. Arms come up. Exhale, sweep those arms down behind you. Open up that chest, look up to the ceiling, and relax. And that was it. That was your advanced full body flow. If you're looking to add a little bit more, you could hang out in legs and straps a little bit longer. You could sprinkle in some arms, or you could throw on one of our shorter videos, maybe a little mat video. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for tuning in.